The universe doesn't ask for permission. It simply forces change. And if you think you can avoid it, well, think again. April's astrological transits are here to shake things up in a way you've never experienced before. You might find yourself at a crossroads, with choices that feel as heavy as the universe itself. Change isn't a suggestion this time, it's a cosmic demand. What's coming in the next few weeks could feel like a tug-of-war between your old self and the new, more authentic version of you. But here's the catch. The transformation you've been avoiding is now unavoidable. So buckle up, because April's planetary alignments are pushing you to evolve, whether you're ready or not. Are you prepared to answer the call? There's a moment in every year when the universe stops whispering and starts shouting. The second half of April carries this kind of energy. It's no ordinary stretch of days, it's a cosmic checkpoint. Through intense astrology transits and profound planetary alignments, life delivers ultimatums. It no longer asks politely whether you're ready to evolve. It throws you into the current, reminding you that either you choose to swim in the direction of your soul alignment or you'll be dragged where you least expect. It's wild how, during these cosmic cycles, the tiniest decision can trigger personal transformation in ways that ripple for years. What makes this period fascinating is how sneaky it can be. One minute you're minding your business and the next you're questioning your job, your relationship, your beliefs. Heck, even your taste in pizza might feel suspect. That's the nature of an energy shift. It arrives disguised as discomfort, impatience, or a random craving for something new. Those tuned into evolutionary astrology have long understood that when the sky shifts, the soul stirs. And while it may look like chaos on the outside, it's the collective consciousness recalibrating from within. You see, what makes this time non-negotiable is the pressure. Not the "I forgot to answer my emails" kind, but the deep cosmic type. It forces people to ask themselves, am I living the life my soul chose? And if the answer is a hesitant maybe, the universe will gladly stir the pot. This is the magic and menace of astrology transits in motion. The energy is unapologetic. It demands coherence, integrity, and a willingness to shed skins whether you planned it or not. And here's the thing. If you don't make the move, life will move for you. Doors slam, relationships fizzle, opportunities evaporate. The universe isn't punishing you, it's aligning you. It's funny how people resist change when, in truth, change is one of the few constants in these cosmic cycles. Personal transformation doesn't happen in tidy, Instagrammable moments. It happens when you least want it and need it most. And honestly, that's where the good stuff lives. The deeper lesson here is about participation. The universe isn't out to get you, it's inviting you to co-create. And if you can tune into these astrology transits and act with clarity during an energy shift, you'll find yourself ahead of the curve while others are still trying to figure out what just hit them. But don't get too comfortable yet, because the pressure isn't easing up. In fact, it's about to demand even bolder choices. Ones that'll not only test your courage but also determine what version of you will rise from this season. As April stretches toward its finale, the pressure isn't just atmospheric. It's cosmic. We're stepping into a phase where decisions don't politely knock. They kick the door open. This is a season where the energy shift hits like a tidal wave, pulling everything superficial to the shore and leaving you face to face with what actually matters. The intensity isn't meant to scare you, though it might. It's meant to wake you up. And those tuned into evolutionary astrology know when the transits heat up, it's not random. It's the universe recalibrating your internal compass towards soul alignment. Choices made in times like these aren't ordinary choices. They carry weight, momentum, and consequences that ripple across timelines you can't even see yet. That's the thing about astrology transits. They rarely affect one area alone. A decision about your job bleeds into your relationships, which nudges your health, which reshapes your beliefs. It's all connected in this web of collective consciousness. So if the energy feels heavy, it's because you're not being asked to tweak small things. You're being asked to decide what reality you're willing to fight for. People love to say they want transformation, until it arrives. Because real personal transformation isn't soft, it's a demolition job. It clears what no longer fits your frequency so something truer can rise. And this is one of those moments. The planetary alignments aren't playing subtle games here. They're demanding coherence between what you say you want and what you actually choose. It's like the universe throws a mirror in your face and asks, are you brave enough to claim the life you crave, or will you keep pretending? One fascinating thing about these cosmic cycles is how they separate those who are awake from those still dozing off. The spiritual awakening process isn't just about meditating and burning sage. It's about making the kind of choices that scare you because they carry no guarantees, only the promise of a reality that finally makes sense. And during intense transits like these, it's those courageous decisions that trigger a chain reaction, reshaping not just your personal world but the collective field around you. The real secret? The energy is designed to be intense on purpose. Without discomfort, nobody moves. Without pressure, nobody chooses. It's human nature to cling to the familiar even when it suffocates. So, the universe sends these astrology transits like cosmic earthquakes, shaking what's stagnant until you either jump or get thrown. And as this wave builds, trust me, the universe is just getting warmed up. What's coming next will make even the bravest question what they're holding on to, and whether it's worth the wait. Since the final months of 2023, the universe has been quietly whispering, nudging, and sometimes shoving people toward letting go of what no longer serves their evolution. But here's the thing. Most folks ignored the memo. The old job, the worn-out relationship, the beliefs that once kept them safe but now strangle their potential. All of it was supposed to be cleared by now. And yet many are still clinging on, white-knuckled, hoping the storm would pass without demanding sacrifice. Well, with these current astrology transits, the grace period is over. What isn't released willingly will be stripped away. That's how cosmic cycles operate. They're patient until they're not. And when the energy shift kicks in at this level, it doesn't ask for permission. It removes what weighs you down even if your ego screams in protest. For those tuned into evolutionary astrology, this is textbook. The universe isn't cruel, it's precise. Something is being dismantled now, it's because your soul signed off on it long before your mind caught up. Everything that exits your life in this period is a coded message. It's time to move. And yes, it's messy. Loss rarely feels like a blessing in the moment. The mind panics, clings, negotiates. But deep down, if you've been walking the path of spiritual awakening, you already sensed this was coming. The planetary alignments don't play around. They've been tightening the noose around dead weight since late last year, and now with the collective consciousness shifting rapidly, the deadline has arrived. What's gone leaves for good reason. What stays, stays because it holds value for your next level. It's fascinating how humans romanticize transformation but resist the actual process. Everyone loves the glow-up, nobody wants the breakdown. But that's precisely what these transits engineer. They remove distractions and outdated attachments to create space for soul alignment. And no, it won't always look like what you imagined. Sometimes what's taken is what you thought you couldn't live without, only for you to realize later it was suffocating your growth. The irony is, what feels like loss is often the universe doing its finest work. This isn't punishment, it's precision surgery for your destiny. As things fall away, pay attention to what rises in their place. Because as these astrology transits continue to reshape your reality, what's leaving now was never meant to survive the new frequency you're stepping into. And believe me, what comes next is going to test whether you've really learned how to release what's heavy, or if you'll keep dragging the weight into a reality designed for lighter souls. Here's a truth most won't admit out loud. No one, no matter how spiritually advanced, intuitively gifted, or stubbornly asleep, is exempt from this reset. The idea that some can bypass the shakeup because they've done the work is a comforting illusion. The astrology transits currently in motion are collective, karmic, and non-negotiable. They don't care about your title, your following, or how many crystals you've charged under the moon. This is a full system recalibration. And everyone, yes, everyone, gets touched. If you felt like life's been relentless since the end of 2023, it's because the energy's been building toward a universal breaking point. Planetary alignments have conspired to tear down the old grid, both individually and collectively. Systems, relationships, careers, identities, all being stress-tested for authenticity. And the ones built on fear, codependency, or illusion, they're crumbling. Not by accident but by divine design. The universe isn't punishing anyone. It's equalizing the field so no one carries dead weight into a reality structured for higher frequencies. This is where most people get it twisted. They think astrology is only about what's happening to them personally. But this isn't just your story, it's a collective consciousness upgrade. The energetic blueprint of humanity itself is being rewritten. That's why you're seeing institutions collapse, leaders fall, secrets exposed. As above, so below. What's happening in your internal world is mirrored in the external. No corner of your life is immune. And those who still believe they can hide behind distractions or deny the shifts are in for a rude awakening. And let's be clear, it's not about being ready, it's about being willing. Willing to confront the parts of yourself you've ignored. Willing to let go of identities that no longer fit. Willing to trust the unknown even when everything familiar feels like it's slipping away. The people who come out on the other side of this with clarity, strength, and alignment aren't the ones who resisted, they're the ones who surrendered. Astrology transits like this don't ask you to understand them in the moment. They ask you to move through them with grace. So if you've been wondering why nothing feels stable, why no one seems unaffected, why even the people you thought had it figured out are suddenly falling silent or unraveling, this is why. No one is escaping this reset. And honestly, that's the beauty of it. Because when the playing field levels, real soul work begins. Masks drop. False hierarchies collapse. And what's left are those brave enough to rebuild on truth. In these intense moments of transition, one thing becomes crystal clear. Certainty is overrated. Everyone's looking for it. Everyone wants to know exactly what's next, to feel in control. But here's a cosmic secret. Certainty isn't what elevates your frequency. The real energy surge, the kind that aligns your soul with the cosmic cycles, comes from coherence. It's the ability to act from a place of inner alignment, not external assurance. We've all been taught to crave certainty. Society programs us to believe that when we know what's going to happen, we're in charge. But as these astrology transits intensify, it's clear that life doesn't work like that. The universe doesn't hand you a roadmap. It invites you to navigate based on your internal compass, your soul's alignment. And here's the challenge. Most people would rather cling to the illusion of certainty than step into the unknown and trust their own energy shift. But it's in those uncertain, uncomfortable moments that true transformation happens. You see, the highest frequency in the universe isn't found in knowing what's next. It's found in being willing to act without knowing. It's about making decisions based on alignment with your soul's deepest truth, even when the outcome is unclear. And let's be real, that's terrifying for a lot of people. We want the world to reassure us that we're on the right path. But the path itself is the reassurance. This is where people get stuck. They spend so much time seeking external validation that they forget the most important validation is the feeling that comes from acting with coherence, even when the external world doesn't provide a clue. This is where spiritual awakening plays its part. It helps you tap into the power of your intuition, your inner knowing. It's the voice that whispers, you're on the right track even if it doesn't make sense right now. The more you act from this place, the more the energy around you shifts, the more aligned you become with the universe. So here's your challenge for this period. Stop waiting for the world to make it easy. Stop searching for guarantees. Start trusting the wisdom of your own energy. Because when you're aligned with your soul, the world around you begins to align too. That's the magic. That's where transformation happens, not in certainty but in coherence. We're at the cusp of something monumental. The world is crossing the threshold of a new era. An era where the old ways are being replaced by something far more aligned with the truth of our souls. It's like we're standing at the portal between the past and the future, watching the old world crumble while the new one begins to take shape. But as with any significant shift, chaos is part of the deal. It's messy, it's uncomfortable, and let's be honest, it's downright unsettling at times. But chaos is not the enemy. It's the doorway to transformation. When you look around and see the breakdown of institutions, the fall of old systems, the unraveling of what once felt stable, understand that this is the natural unfolding of cosmic cycles. This isn't something that's happening to us. It's something that's happening for us. We are witnessing the collapse of the structures that no longer serve our collective consciousness, making way for a world that honors our spiritual evolution and soul alignment. This is the spiritual awakening on a global scale. It can be easy to get lost in the noise, to feel overwhelmed by the disruption happening everywhere. But remember, this is what happens when one reality dies and another is born. The astrology transits happening right now are ushering in this transition. They're pushing us through the eye of the storm so we can be reborn into a higher frequency. The more you resist the chaos, the more you'll feel stuck. But when you start to accept it as part of the process, you'll see that chaos isn't destruction. It's creation in its rawest form. Now let's be clear. Chaos doesn't mean total disarray. It means there's a clearing taking place. Things that were once hidden are coming to light. The false illusions that kept us trapped in fear or limiting beliefs are being shattered. As the planets align in these transits, we are getting the cosmic support we need to navigate through the turmoil. The trick is to keep your soul anchored to your true purpose, not to the distractions that the world will throw at you. In this time of uncertainty, don't look at the chaos as something to fear. Look at it as the birth pangs of a new reality. The truth is, you've been waiting for this moment, even if it feels daunting. The energy shift happening now is a chance to step into your highest potential, align with your soul's purpose, and embrace the transformation of both the personal and collective. So take a deep breath, trust the process, and know that even the chaos has a higher purpose. Saturn's current position in the sky is nothing short of monumental. When Saturn, the planet of structure and discipline, forms a triangle with Pluto, Uranus, and Neptune, we're witnessing a convergence of energies that are actively turning transformation into reality. This is a powerful astrological configuration, one that brings the abstract into the concrete. For a long time, we've been in a state of flux, feeling the pull of change but not necessarily seeing it manifest in tangible ways. But now, under Saturn's influence, things are beginning to crystallize. This isn't just about personal transformation, although that's a huge part of it. This is about real-world shifts in both the collective and individual realms. Saturn brings order to the chaos, while Uranus shakes things up with sudden insights and Neptune dreams up new possibilities. Saturn steps in to ground it all, ensuring that these changes are not just fleeting but built to last. It's like planting seeds in a garden that have been waiting for the perfect moment to sprout, and now that moment has arrived. What does this mean for you personally? It means that the energy you've been feeling, those shifts in your inner world, those nudges to realign and refocus, are now moving into your outer world. The astrology transits are no longer just influencing your mindset or spiritual practices. They're pushing you to take tangible action. This is your cue to stop waiting for the transformation to happen. It's time to start building the foundations for the new reality you want to create. Saturn's role in this astrological triangle also has a collective impact. Just as it's prompting personal changes, it's also playing a part in the larger shifts we're seeing globally. Governments, institutions, and power structures are going through their own growing pains, and not all of them will survive the process. The old paradigms that no longer serve humanity's evolution are being dismantled. But don't fear this process. Instead, understand that this is a necessary step for the collective consciousness to expand. It's messy, but it's essential. With this transit, the message is clear. It's time to get serious about the changes you want to see in your life. The energy is ripe for transformation, and it's up to you to step up and meet it with action. With Saturn's discipline combined with the revolutionary energy of Uranus, and the spiritual depth of Neptune, you're being called to anchor these changes in a way that is not just inspired, but also practical and sustainable. This is where true power lies, in the ability to dream big and then build those dreams with the structure and discipline that Saturn brings. The time for mere internal reflection is over. We're now entering a phase where the changes we've been feeling inside are beginning to take shape in the outside world. This shift in energy, driven by the ongoing astrological transits, is pushing us to manifest the changes we've been contemplating for so long. The spiritual awakening that many have experienced is no longer confined to quiet moments of self-discovery. Now those moments are rippling outward, causing real-world transformations. It's easy to think of transformation as something that only happens in the mind or heart. But these changes are moving from the theoretical to the tangible. You might find yourself making decisions you've avoided for years. Whether it's changing careers, moving to a new place, or ending relationships that no longer serve you, the cosmic energy is urging you to take concrete steps. The universe is no longer content with mere thoughts. It wants you to act, to bring what's been brewing in your soul into the physical realm. For many, these changes will feel like a shock. Things that once seemed stable, your job, your relationships, or even your identity, might suddenly be thrown into question. This is the energy shift at work, guiding you to let go of what no longer aligns with your soul's purpose. The cosmic cycles are demanding that you align with a higher version of yourself, and that means releasing the old. This process can feel overwhelming at times, but remember, it's all part of the evolution. You're not losing anything that is meant to stay, you're shedding what is holding you back. At the collective level, this materialization of change is even more evident. We're seeing massive shifts in social, political, and economic structures, which is a clear reflection of the planetary alignments at play. These changes are not idealistic fantasies anymore. They're becoming real, tangible, and unavoidable. And while the chaos we discussed earlier is still in full swing, it's important to recognize that this is a necessary part of the process. Without destruction, there can be no creation. Without letting go of the old, we can't make room for the new. This is the point where many start to feel the discomfort of change, not just on the inside but in their external reality. But here's the thing. Discomfort is often a sign that you're on the right track. If you're feeling resistance, if the changes are causing you to stretch in ways you never thought possible, take that as confirmation that you're growing. The world around you is shifting, and so are you. And as this process unfolds, one thing becomes clear. The changes we're seeing in our lives aren't just personal. They're part of a larger cosmic realignment that's shifting humanity as a whole. Looking ahead, 2025 and 2026 will be years marked by significant transformation, but with a twist. The kind of chaos we're witnessing now is just the beginning. While we won't see total global collapse during these years, they will serve as a precursor to an even more intense period that's expected to peak between 2027 and 2028. The energy of these years will feel like a tipping point, where the seeds planted now will either flourish or be swept away by the forces of change. During this time, the cosmic cycles are aligning in such a way that we're being primed for greater upheavals and breakthroughs. Personal transformation will be at an all-time high, and the external world will reflect that. In other words, the changes you're experiencing on an individual level won't be isolated. The collective consciousness will be going through its own reckoning. Think of it as humanity's growing pains. Expect systems to be tested, both personal and collective, as we move through this chaotic period. But here's the thing. This chaos isn't something to fear. It's necessary for growth. Transformation can't happen without disruption, and we're on the verge of that shift. The energy of 2025 and 2026 will be intense. It'll push you to your limits and beyond, but it will also offer opportunities for profound breakthroughs. This is where the alignment of your soul and the courage to make life-changing decisions will be crucial. These years won't be about sitting back and waiting for things to happen. Instead, they'll require you to step up, take action, and embrace the cosmic invitation to evolve. This means making the hard choices, the ones that seem scary or uncertain, because they'll ultimately lead you to a more aligned and empowered version of yourself. As we inch closer to 2027 to 2028, the energy will escalate to a point where the very fabric of society might feel like it's being torn apart. This won't be a complete collapse, but rather a necessary breakdown of outdated structures that no longer serve the collective consciousness. During this time, what you do, and how you choose to respond to the chaos, will define the trajectory of your personal transformation. The way you align with the cosmic energy of these years will determine whether you evolve into a new version of yourself or resist the changes, causing unnecessary friction. While it might seem daunting to think about the years ahead, remember that this period is about evolution, not destruction. The chaos you're witnessing now is the precursor to a greater shift, and by embracing the energy of transformation now, you'll be well positioned to navigate the waves of change when they crest in the coming years. The best part? You're not alone in this journey. The collective consciousness is shifting alongside you, and together we'll all emerge on the other side of this transformation, stronger and more aligned than ever before. In the grand scheme of cosmic cycles, certain individuals and events play roles that are much larger than we may initially understand. One such figure is Donald Trump, whose presence and actions have sparked profound shifts in the political and social landscape. While many see him as a controversial figure, from a cosmic perspective he is fulfilling an archetypal role, that of dismantling the old reality to make space for a new one. This is a pivotal moment in the collective transformation, and while his actions may seem chaotic or disruptive, they are part of a larger pattern that has been unfolding for centuries. From an astrological viewpoint, figures like Trump embody the forces of change that challenge the status quo. They force us to confront the outdated systems, beliefs, and structures that no longer align with the higher frequency of the collective consciousness. His rise to power and the subsequent political upheavals are part of a much bigger cycle of evolution that humanity is undergoing. In this sense, he is playing a necessary role in the transformation of the collective energy, by provoking, shaking, and challenging established norms. The universe often uses figures like this to stir the pot, to break down the walls that separate us from the change we need. It's important to understand that while the dismantling process can seem uncomfortable or even destructive, it's precisely this chaos that makes room for growth. Just as an individual must go through inner turmoil and discomfort during spiritual awakening, the collective must experience the breakdown of old structures to make way for something new. Trump, in this archetypal role, is contributing to this global dismantling, pushing society into a place of discomfort where the need for change is undeniable. This discomfort, though challenging, is a necessary step in the process of evolution. On a deeper level, this breakdown of the old reality is also a reflection of the internal transformation many of us are undergoing. As individuals, we are being asked to let go of outdated beliefs, patterns, and behaviors that no longer serve our soul's purpose. The collective experience mirrors this inner process. As Trump and others in similar roles continue to challenge the status quo, they are inadvertently reflecting the inner work we are all doing. The external chaos is, in a sense, a mirror of the personal transformations we are each facing. So while Trump's actions may not resonate with everyone, it's crucial to see them within the larger framework of cosmic cycles and collective evolution. The universe works in mysterious ways, and often, those who seem like the most disruptive forces are, in fact, fulfilling essential roles in the transformation of our reality. As uncomfortable as it may be, this process is creating the space needed for a new era of alignment and growth. Now that you've understood the powerful cosmic forces at play, it's time to take action. What will you do with this knowledge? Will you resist, or will you embrace the changes the universe is pushing you to make? The choice is yours, but remember, growth comes when you align with your soul's true purpose. So ask yourself, are you ready to step into the next phase of your transformation? Let the energy of the astrological transits guide you. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can continue learning how to navigate these powerful shifts. The journey of personal evolution is just beginning, and we're in this together. Now take that next step and allow the universe to help you become the best version of yourself.